just over 2 weeks away. We're continuing our series of fact checks on ads that you're seeing.
This week, Local 12's James Pilcher looks at the accusations made between Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell and Democrat Amy McGrath.
Campaign spending between U.S. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and his Democratic challenger, retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Amy McGrath, is expected to break Kentucky records. So it's little wonder the ads are flooding our local airwaves. Neither campaign would come on camera to discuss this story. First up, McConnell's 1-minute spot going after McGrath over this summer's protests.
Does this look like a peaceful protest to you? McGrath says it's un-American to protect federal buildings from being burned.
The ad refers to McGrath's statements to a Paducah TV station in late July as the Black Lives Matter protests erupted nationwide. They were more violent in other major cities such as Portland. McGrath did say what was happening in Portland was peaceful protesting. But McGrath also said protests should always be peaceful and that she doesn't condone any destruction of property, not included in the ad. And in this month's debate, McGrath forcefully said she opposes violent protests.
As somebody who wore the uniform, did 3 combat tours protecting our country, and the mother of 3 small children, I have to say that I'm never for looting or rioting or destruction of property or violence in any way.
This claim, partially misleading. As for the ad's assertion that McGrath said it was un-American to protect federal property, that refers to another TV interview. But McGrath said that local authorities and police should handle it. She said sending federal agents and troops in was un-American, referring to the controversial move by President Trump. In that interview, she did not say that protecting federal buildings was un-American. So we also find that claim somewhat misleading. Now on to the other side.
His trade deals made China richer, their military stronger. They're spying on us, and they didn't stop the coronavirus. Oh, and Mitch made millions from China.
This comes from a 30-second ad from McGrath's campaign. The first allegation is that McConnell shepherded legislation that benefited China. Indeed, McConnell voted for a trade deal with China in 2006 when McConnell was not yet majority leader. The Bush administration brokered the deal, lauded for its crackdown on intellectual property piracy and opening up markets for produce. It also took place more than 14 years ago, well before the coronavirus even came into existence. So it's true, McConnell was involved in trade legislation, but both countries benefited at the time. We rule this claim partially misleading. The second charge infers McConnell benefited from the China trade deal. That's because his in-laws own an international shipping company operating in China. McConnell's wife is former U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, a Chinese American. In 2006, her father gave her and McConnell a gift worth a reported $5 million to $25 million in honor of her late mother as part of her will. Chao's father, James Chao, still owns primary interest in that shipping company. And that windfall was not because of anything McConnell did in Congress, according to a Forbes investigation last year. The Washington Post previously gave the ad 3 out of 4 Pinocchios in its own fact check. We agree, it's misleading. James Pilcher, Local 12 News.
And you can see the previous ad checks on the hotly contested local congressional race at local12.com. A town hall with President Trump will be streamed online at local12.com Wednesday night at 7. It will also air on TV on Star 64 that night at 8. The same opportunity has been extended to the Biden campaign.
From